What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the big Merseyside derby Everton-Liverpool preview and prediction video. My prediction is a really hard fought 2-1 Liverpool win, but I'm really nervous, probably the most nervous that I have been in the last 8 years against Everton in a Merseyside derby. I always get nervous before these games because so much is riding on it, but especially now because Everton for the first time in 40 years won all 6 of their games so far this season and all their 4 games in the Premier League. And the last time Everton beat Liverpool was exactly 10 years ago, but that was a very different era. Roy Hodgson was the Liverpool manager. You know, if you are old enough, what a nightmare that season was for Liverpool fans. And also David Moyes was Everton manager. Since then, Everton and Liverpool played each other 22 times and there has been 11 draws and 11 Liverpool wins. However, the last time Liverpool won away at Goodison Park was 4 seasons ago. We have 3 0-0 draws and 4 0-0 draws in the past 5 games in this fixture, Everton against Liverpool at Goodison Park. And I think this is a very different Everton team to previous teams. Carlo Ancelotti is a world-class manager. He would be good enough to be the manager of any top club in the world, including of course Manchester United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and he used to be a Real Madrid manager, by the way. So he can actually guide Everton into the top 6, and if Everton had a better goalkeeper, I would even put them down to top 4 contenders, because the signings that they have made are absolutely perfect. Alan Doucouré, James Rodriguez, and also revitalized Calvert-Lewin, who is playing like the most informed striker in the Premier League. Calvert-Lewin already has 6 goals in the Premier League, which is absolutely astonishing. And of course Liverpool have a lot of cause for concern after the 7-2 hammering demolition that Aston Villa handed out to Liverpool. And I think the big question is, how will Liverpool set up tactically? Will we play a high line with the offside trap, or will we just a little bit drop back like 10-15 yards? I think the key to this game is Liverpool's high pressing, because the problem was against Aston Villa, our high pressing up front and in midfield, in the absence of Henderson and Sadio Mane, 2 of our best players when it comes to counter pressing, our high pressing wasn't there, and many times the Aston Villa midfielder or defender could just look up, see the run that the Aston Villa forwards were making behind the Liverpool defensive line, and just hit a long ball, and just like that Aston Villa were in behind the Liverpool defense. I think Liverpool need to put more pressure on the ball, and also hopefully Thiago, Henderson, Sadio Mane will be back in the starting lineup, and hopefully Liverpool will be able to counter press much better. Defensively, Liverpool have been pretty shambolic so far, conceding 3 goals against Leeds, 7 against Aston Villa. That's just not good enough. And also the key will be how Fabinho can stop James Rodriguez in Everton's midfield. Everton have been playing a 4-3-3 system with Richarlison out wide and Calvert-Lewin and James Rodriguez. I think these are the 3 players that Liverpool need to stop if we want to at least keep a clean sheet. But I feel this derby will be different without fans, and also Everton, I think, will be going for it. They will be full of confidence. They won't be as afraid of Liverpool as they were in previous seasons, because it looks like Liverpool are vulnerable defensively and Everton have been great going forward. They scored 4 goals against Brighton, for example, in the last match. And the big question, how will Liverpool's defense line up? Will we partner Van Dijk with Joel Matip, who is now back to full fitness, or will Joe Gomez get another run out? Joe Gomez looked very shaky, but to be fair, Trent and Van Dijk also looked very shaky against Aston Villa. So the big question is how will Liverpool midfield line up as well? Fabinho and Henderson, and maybe Wijnaldum will start. But there is options. Thiago is back from his isolation, and also Naby Keita is back because I think he tested negative after his first positive test. So let me know, what is your prediction for this big Merseyside derby, one of the biggest games of Liverpool's season. If Liverpool lose this, there will be huge question marks over Liverpool's defense of the Premier League title, I think we at least need a draw to keep the momentum going and to actually bounce back from that horrendous defeat to Aston Villa. And after this game we have Ajax away, which is not going to be a walk in the park either. But after these two games we have some winnable games coming up. Sheffield United at home, I think we play West Ham, as well as Midtjylland. So if we could win this somehow, this Merseyside derby, it doesn't really matter what kind of performance Liverpool put in, as long as we get the result. I think that would be a huge confidence boost for Liverpool. I can't stress this enough, how important this game is. We can't let Everton go 6 points clear of Liverpool at this early stage of the season. And I also want to give you guys what Jurgen Klopp said about the project big picture, because he actually distanced himself a little bit from it, but he also defended it kind of. So this is what Jurgen Klopp said ahead of the Everton game. It is really important we speak about this, because I can't remember last time we did the space for improvement in football. A lot of times in life there must be a crisis to start talking. I'm happy people are talking. Yes, competitive football is positive. No one wants to change yet. I'm not really involved. I was informed. What I can say, all the people involved are concerned about football. If you want to understand the idea behind it, you listen. If you do not, you just knock it down. There are things to improve in football, and that is what these people tried. The process keeps going and the people are talking, and that is positive. And for example, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said it's a definite that we as one of the bigger clubs have a responsibility to protect the football pyramid and smaller clubs. We have seen lately the impact this pandemic has had on many smaller clubs. For me, a key thing is that we want to get the fans back into the stadiums, which will help other clubs. And Guardiola said, I want the best for football. I didn't listen to the hypothetical suggestions. I'm a big fan of the low categories, but honestly I don't know what the situation is. I remember being with Barcelona and here England arrived in the Premier League. There was an incredible amount of criticism about the Premier League, that it wouldn't be good and what was before should have stayed. And after, look what happened with the Premier League. It's now maybe the best league in the world. I just want the best for football, making the Premier League as strong as possible. Now it's not possible in this pandemic, but also for the low categories, because the old towns and little villages love their teams, and that is the point. And former Liverpool midfielder Jason McAteer said this about the title race and Liverpool's prospects. It's difficult to stay still to say whether Liverpool will run away again with the Premier League title. We have seen in the first four games for first round of the Premier League, teams seem to be struggling to win at home, with only 14 home wins out of 38 matches, which suggests that away teams have nothing to fear and they play more expensive football when there are no fans in the stadium. 41 goals were scored in the last round of fixtures, which is great to watch, but makes things very unpredictable. It's still early days, but don't count Manchester City and Manchester United out yet just yet. Pep Guardiola always loves the challenge, and Man United might have a new manager before the next transfer window, which might shake things up a lot. Can happen in the next 2 months. And he also previewed the Goodison Park derby. For the first time in quite a few years, this is Everton's best opportunity to cause an upset against Liverpool. On current form, Everton will go into the game as favourites after an outstanding start to the season, with them winning all 4 games and scoring 11 goals. Ancelotti's recruitment this summer was outstanding, bringing in midfield strength in the form of Doucouré and Alan, as well as having the creativity of James Rodriguez in attack, which is bringing the best out of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who deservedly won the Player of the Month for scoring 11 goals, including 2 hat-tricks in all competitions. Although Liverpool were beaten convincingly in their last Premier League game against Aston Villa, I do expect changes to the personnel and performance, so I don't see Everton having it all their own way. And Jurgen Klopp reflected on what that huge defeat could do to Liverpool players, and he said, I really think, and I got more that feeling more and more during the hours after the game, that maybe after all the positive things that happened to us, it needed a proper knock in the middle of our face to shake us through. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's the way I take it. For this, it was then okay, because there's no other reason why a 7-2 defeat should be good. But if it was for that, then it could have been the most important game of the season. That's what we try, and that's why we try to use it. We will see. Everton won the last game before the internationals. We lost it. That is a big difference. The closer we come to tomorrow, and now we are only a few hours before tomorrow, the lesser influential that is. It's just not there anymore. Both teams have to give their all. The perfect shape maybe Everton were in before the international break is not automatically there, and our problems we had at Aston Villa are not automatically there. We can be different to the Villa game, and that's what we try. And then we are a team people just don't like to play against, whoever you are. That would mean the same for Everton. With all respect to them, I have to say it's really good what they do, but that's it. In the end, it's a football game and we have a chance. We had never more. And he also said this, which I think is very interesting. I like to think that football here is always a massive point in the city of Liverpool. I'm pretty sure it is. But you are right. I think months ago we discussed, is football really necessary? Does football really play a role in society? Obviously, from a very subjective point of view, I was pretty sure it does. Meanwhile, we know it is like this. It's an important role we play. Look, the people in the city are obviously used to deal with difficult situations. How I see it or what I hear, and I don't live in the city center obviously, and I don't know exactly how it looks there, but usually when bad things happen, this city comes together and tries to make the best of it. That's what we try from a football point of view. If we would play now Man City, for example, on the weekend, it would have the same importance. Football is just an important thing, but now, because we are both clubs from the city, yes, the whole city is united and watches one football game and not two. From that point of view, you are probably right. It's even more important, the Merseyside derby now, in the middle of a pandemic. And Jurgen Klopp also said it's a challenge to bring all the players together and try to bounce back from a heavy defeat, which was actually 2 weeks ago. It's not 3 days ago, not 1 week ago. Obviously, to bring all these things together is a challenge. The players all had different situations. Some were successful, some were less successful. But that's always like football is. That's not new. Yeah, you like to win all the games before in the international break because then it makes the international break easier. But it doesn't make the next game easier because you still have to prepare the game, and winning a game before doesn't make it more likely to win the next game. So it means we have the same chance and maybe a few more reasons. I'm fine with that. Obviously, I try to help the boys come into the right mood. If it worked out, you can watch tomorrow. He's of course said it yesterday, but I think this is a very good insight into what Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp is trying to do. He's trying to hype up the players and say, let's put that Aston Villa game behind us, learn from it, use that as motivation to go into this game and try to win. And I'm really looking forward to it, really excited for the Merseyside derby. I hope you are as excited as I am. And Sadio Mane, finally back in the Liverpool squad, said, you can't expect a better fixture than that. The Merseyside derby, it's many things. We know how a derby is. Liverpool against Everton is always tough, always a tough game away from home. I'm excited like my teammates. We can't wait for it. I think all the fans also can't wait for it. I'm very happy and excited to go again with my teammates to do our best, try to win games again. It was a really tough moment for me when I missed the Aston Villa game. Not only me, the situation right now is a bit complicated. When I was positive, I was surprised because I don't know why I got it. I tried to recover as quickly as I can. And finally, I'm back. I'm really happy. I just want to say everybody to stay safe and keep themselves safe because it's really important. This sickness is something which is incredible. You don't understand it until you get it. I don't wish anyone to get it because it's not easy. Hopefully, everybody will respect the rules and the structure and be as safe as they can. And Mane was asked, does he remember his last-minute winner in the Merseyside derby at Goodison Park? I can't remember the game, he said. I know it was a really tough game, and at the end I scored the winning goal. The 3 points at the time were really important for us. Hopefully tomorrow I will score and the team will win, which will be massive for us. We need these 3 points right now. It has always been a dream for me to play this kind of game. Honestly, I think every single player would love to play these kind of games in their career for sure. Today I'm lucky to be here to play this kind of game. I'm really excited for it, looking forward to it. I think it is the best time for us and we are also used to it. That's why we are Liverpool. We always dream to play these kind of games every season, to play every 3 days. For sure we have great team spirit. The boys are very special, which is incredible. We are lucky to have this kind of squad. This is just the best time and we are looking forward to it. So come on Mane, come on Liverpool, let's beat Everton, let's win the Merseyside derby. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, goodbye.